might be just setting up for the exact same top lane matchup again, because this is where Clutch has been drafting the Scion blind, and then 100 Thieves has been responding with the Cho'Gath. Clutch could just go blind Cho'Gath, but I think Someday is a player who's more likely to try to counterpick that. We've seen the Darius.
Exactly.
He can play some of the more aggressive picks like Jace and these sorts of things as well, which can give that problems. So I wouldn't mind seeing the adaptation from Clutch, though. I do think you don't want Solo to just be kind of like auto-losing his lane every single time.
Yeah. And now that if they pick this here, it means they're going to be blind picking their support for first time on red side here. And yeah, Clutch, they're going to give up Hakuho's pick to protect Solo, who's been losing that top lane matchup, like you said.
The Alistar is a bit interesting to me, though, because when I look at the 3 champions on the board right now, it doesn't feel super compelling. It doesn't feel like there's any champions that you're really, really looking for. And as you said, Braum is still available, so you can get a tanky support, which can make it more difficult for the Alistar. But we'll have to find out. I mean, there's a lot of CC, certainly, on the team here from Clutch. And while the QSS tax may be paid, there's Ash Arrow, there's the Alistar combo, there is the Skarner stun plus ultimate, so you can't QSS everything.
I love the Cho'Gath in that pick. You just chomp down on Alistar if he comes in.
It can't be Scion now. Like, you have to think that Clutch is not just going to switch up their order and then just pick Scion into this losing matchup again. So I'm expecting some sort of an adjustment, but the question remains, what do they actually look for? Do they have the confidence in Solo to play, one of these tough matchups? And it is going to be Gnar, but I've got to say, I've not been impressed with Solo's Gnar this season. One of the reasons is simply, if you're not going to play around Solo, as Clutch Gaming never does, then this is not a champion that is scaling as well, right? If you're just going to allow him to sit in lane and get picked on and lose lane, the Cho'Gath is going to be worth more in the game later than that of the Gnar. Gnar needs to be winning matchups, needs to be pushing in and bullying out lanes, and we'll see if Solo's going to be able to do that or not. Because if it does just become a farmed out stalemate, I still think Someday will have the advantage.
Yeah, and even if it ends up being that stalemate, like you said, Someday has the advantage. Even on top of that
moment, but this is actually making Apollo feel even more safe. But then he thinks, why is Cody's son still there by himself? That's flash down. You got to remember from the last play, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and that's going to be some nice gold to be picked up by the bot lane of 100 Thieves, playing safe and secure.
So smart from Aphromoo, just camping it out in that bush. So much patience, waits until they have Apollo in that perfect spot, knowing the flash is down, knowing there's no way to escape. Even further,
looking for the 80 carry in Apollo. He just got flashback, literally just got flashback.
He didn't have it.
Oh my word.
Comes up as he dies. It was perfectly timed there, and you saw Aphromoo and Cody both commit their own flashes back.
And the way that Aphromoo knows he doesn't have his flash yet is because of the difference in timing with the Unsealed Spellbook. He has the shorter flash cooldown. As soon as that comes up, he knows Apollo doesn't have his. There's a window to make a play, and they are punishing this Ashe pick so incredibly.
To those plays, Clutch still has a bit to scrape back here to get themselves even on the map. And it looks like it's going to be a mid lane for 100 Thieves here. A bit more pressure. Flash forward. He stands on the minion to get himself right in range. Beautiful plays left and right. If Clutch has 100 Thieves has to make one happen. They may have put themselves way too close into the fight. Meteos goes down after he gets impaled and dragged into the turret. And Clutch Gaming was able to say, no, this one's ours.
Well, they just won that fight. And Apollo's in the side lane. He wasn't there. He was shoving the whole time. He got the top turret. So now Clutch Gaming, they're going to start looking for Aphromoo.
Ooh. The ones, the twos, everything's just a little too short, but the impale is not. Lyra makes his way there with some exoskeleton speed, and they are able to drop Aphromoo.
It's a really nice kill for Clutch, but again, this game is starting to feel like it's one of those games that is going to come down to Baron. Who gets the Baron? How does the fight go around that? Because when both teams are playing fairly risk-averse, when both teams are playing very patiently and slowly, you put the game in a state where one team fight decides it. That all-important team fight, whether it's 25, 30 minutes into the game, is likely going to mean more than just the win. It's going to be the Baron.
Ooh, Ragnarok onto Hakuho. They say this is true damage as he swings recklessly. Taken down. Hakuho, the support's finding themselves a little hung out to dry right now as we lose both in the last few minutes.
Yeah, no way to get out of that either.
And Solo's Mega Gnar just expired, so this is going to be tough to take. Ryu's behind them. They're going to go for the flank.
Oh, the triple taunt, and they got the priority target of Apollo. Damage doesn't even need to be done. The turnaround from Fevin, the arrow hits. It's going to be on to Meteos.
Oh,
Cody's son has to flash. What a turnaround from Clutch Gaming. Fevin, and
they're going to go for the Baron now.
Again, as Solo finds the kills to secure the fight, and Baron for Clutch Gaming.
Fevin just turned that fight on its head with that shockwave. That was incredible. In game 1, it's Ryu with the shockwave, and this time Fevin says, I can do it even better.
Absolutely ridiculous. He makes himself almost fly under the radar in these fights. You don't even know where the ball is. It's definitely not on him.
The bush you want to camp, because that's the bush you're like, for sure they can't see in here.
And they're going from the side. There's the ulti.
Oh my word, they lock down Ryu. That's going to be huge. They get the Mega Gnar ult in. No, Fevin very low. That's a huge shockwave to not go off. Ryu tries to get himself down to lock down Lyra as Cody's son is firing free on the back line for DPS. And they are going to get the fight over Clutch Gaming. Solo running for the hills.
And Meteos found the flank there and just trains down Apollo by himself. No one in the back lines to help Apollo with him going down. With Fevin getting caught, the fight gets destroyed by 100 Thieves.
Unbelievable, the audacity each team has to say, no, this fight is mine, and continue to assess it and go right back into the fight. 100 Thieves, they know they can't go any deeper on the side of Clutch Gaming. They start to back off with their spoils of war from a beautiful fight in mid lane.
I'm looking for that Mountain Drake here for 100 Thieves, which will just help them with the next Baron that's coming up here. But Fevin went down. That's the key thing. His cleanse was on cooldown. Lyra pulled an I'm helping there with Skarner. He grabs the Galio. CC does not interrupt Galio W. He pulls Galio with the W on straight to his mid laner. Watch this.
But look at Apollo as well. I mean, the mid laner gets taunted, and Apollo is just getting trained down in the back. No one is coming to target Meteos. No one is coming to help Apollo whatsoever. And that is just an over-aggressive dive, and definitely a mistake there.
Yeah, it looked like Solo went back and tried to wallop him, but then it's like, I can't stun him. I can't actually peel him off of him. So there's nothing you can really do to help.
Cody is not able to get these shots in, now setting down some traps, waiting for the shockwave. He is just outside on the edge. A three-man pulverize. Hakuo gives his life up for possibly.
Someday reach it back up, he's coming in.
Someday looking for the chomp, finds Apollo rather, and they are going to be into the fight. Now they're onto the Baron. What a back and forth from Clutch and 100 Thieves.
And Someday got out of the fight with just a sliver of health, but he has the Warmox. He heals back up. He comes in for the flank. They will get the Baron, and they have minions mid. They can actually just march down and knock down an inhibitor. I mean, these are some long death timers.
Looks like they're going to back fast, reset just for a second, but be right back in the face of Clutch Gaming. What an extended dance in the mid lane to then get the upper hand. Here it is again.
And Clutch Gaming, they don't play a risky game. This is a Baron bait, not a Baron attempt. They know that Someday can steal it, but Hakuho on fight. Cody's son starts coming in after, and Someday was able to live for long enough.
Ooh, and that shockwave missing is really the game changer in that fight. If Cody's son gets tagged there, he could have gotten bursted down, and you know, I don't think Clutch were expecting to lose the 4v4. I think they were making the bet that, hey, if Hakuo keeps Cody's son out of the fight, we win the fight. I mean, the top wave is pushing in, the bottom wave is pushing in. Clutch doesn't get to wait. They need to go now or they're going to have minions on their Nexus.
Hakuo is going around the fight here. He's going to try to flank and get on the back line. They're trying to catch Cody.
They found him.
He's spotted by Meteos, so Meteos can just chase him out.
Exactly. It's such a good position from 100 Thieves.
Nobody's damaging the Elder. They're just letting it do damage. Aftermoose says this is fine, not too much overall. Hakuo makes it over. They may try to finish without him there. No, they're going to go for the fight. Great shockwave damage
Cody
coming
in the back,
through. Solo slamming 100 Thieves against the wall, but the turnaround damage is huge from 100 Thieves as they start to wipe down Clutch Gaming. Hook, line, and sinker in front of the Elder Drake, and they'll pick that up too.
And that should do it for 100 Thieves. They're going to TP straight into the base. Only 2 men alive. Elder Dragon up. And the Nexus turrets will crash down. 100 Thieves looking like they're going to take a lead.
Another beautiful back and forth, but it is the lead. Momentum to 100 Thieves as we move to Game 4 at 2-1.
And a hell of a performance there from Cody's son in those team fights later. Dodging multiple abilities that are just gunning for him every single time. Very aware that he needs to position correctly. That has been one of his biggest strengths as a player.